Alright, folks, welcome back to my channel. It's Spice86 here. I am Spice86 everywhere. And this week we're going back to our traditional CAS Wednesday for some special editions. I think I'm going to do this for a couple weeks and then we'll get back to Strawberry Jones. But this week, in celebration of Pride Month, I really wanted to kind of create a queer Let's Play, and so I needed a new character, but I also want to build on an old character. If you remember Zion, Alonso, they are a non-binary queen, and so we kind of wanted to create a different character that's kind of a different opposite or in the same type of world in a sense. I've also been reading Outdrawn by Deanna Gray, which is a sapphic novel. It's an enemies to lovers story. And so, I really wanted to kind of create a character inspired by one of the characters in the book, who is Noah Blue, who's kind of like a pastel, kawaii type of character. And so I was like, I really want to do a kawaii character. Now, this is been a very frustrating time for a console player in the Sims universe. So I don't know if you guys remember, like last week they had did an update, but they had aborted the update for the console players because I guess was causing a major issue and they were supposed to be working on it. We have yet to get that update. And so we can't have access to the gallery or to even our library in some cases, which is so weird. And so I had started creating this character on Twitch, and I was like literally just building out their features, getting them together, and then I went into the gallery because it was able to like let me download stuff from my library that I had saved to put on my sim, and then it glitched out completely. And so I did post about it on TikTok. I'm not happy. The amount of money that we spend, particularly as a console player, because I do not have access to CC or to mods. Like I pay a shit ton of money for this game, and for it to not work in its basic features is completely unacceptable. And for rent is still fucking broken. And I just don't understand. I just don't understand. Get your shit together. So in this video, you see me kind of start with that base sim. We kind of block out their body. We change their eyebrows a bit. We change their eyes. I really wanted a monolid eye sim, kind of giving a different feature and diversity. I actually wanted to create some more body diversity as well in the game. And so we do kind of go even more in depth with like different features that we normally don't play with. And this is me kind of putting together their personality, naming them Regina Barnett, which I have affectionately gotten to calling them either Gina or Reggie, depending on my mood. And I really wanted to lean into that Kawaii type of vibe and thought process. My idea is that they are going to be an inspiring comic book artist. They're going to end up going to the Onyx for You Art Center School, and her and Zion are going to be roommates, and they're going to live their best creative art school life in my new LP that's going to debut on YouTube uh, this month. I'm hoping to kind of work on it this month and get a few episodes under my belt before I kind of go out for surgery, which you would know because there would just be seamless content. We're still, and this is when I started pointing out that some of the styles and like for Kawaii is very much sweet allure kit, and I still haven't bought it because again, it's not generally my aesthetic, but it's also like I don't know if I want to spend $5 on something that we should be able to create with all the other packs. And I'm still very much like in this space of I don't want to give EA a dime of my money until they fix the product that I already fucking own. So right now today, which I was very happy, the gallery was working in terms of like being able to take shit from my library to put it on my actual sim without any glitches. But at this point, I also did save her to my library just in case we do have that glitch again, and I have to come back and like I at least have like a base block out part of the sim. As you can see here, we're putting some skin details on her. I really wanted to, make her feel like real as possible. So we did put some stretch marks on her. We put like some like kind of I guess those are like body mold blemishes kind of thing going on. And then I just wanted her to have a whole bunch of tattoos and like nice, light, fun tattoos, but also really cool tattoos because she's my interpretation kawaii. So she's like kawaii, but a bit alternative at the same time as well. So, and so we were just playing around with the different tattoos, putting things on her body, trying not to break the goddamn game that is already broken. I know, I'm so frustrated with this game. And it's sad because I really do enjoy the game. I have been a long time simmer. I actually played this game when it first came out back in the 2000s. I was a PC simmer back then. And then I tried to pick it up while I was in college, which was like the mid to late 2000s. And I didn't like it because at that point I became a PlayStation girly. And it was Sims 2, which was not the same on the console. And it was really during the pandemic that I picked back up Sims 4, thinking, okay, maybe they got their shit together. And they did. And it was fun. And, for the most part, I didn't have as many issues and problems in the beginning when I was playing it. It's funny that the longer you play it, the more you get issues and problems. And I'm like, that is so problematic of a game, like just business in general. But so I had put a whole bunch of cute tattoos and I really wanted to create like these stars for her, and I was trying to recreate like stars on the other side. And I really just wanted to give her like these really cool, cute tattoos. She's also going to be a knitter, so I definitely need to get a yarn ball in there. And so right now we're building her first everyday outfit look. She does have 5 everyday outfit looks because of course she will. So, pink is also her favorite color. So she is the pink lady. We do lean into the pink aesthetic hard as shit. If you're not familiar with the kawaii aesthetic, the best way to describe it, it is a subculture. It's primarily kind of a Japanese subculture. It's really leaning into kind of cutesy, childlike innocence. But it's also got a bit of anime. It's given like a little bit of kind of Lolita vibes as well. It's very much like almost like a walking cupcake, but like very like soft, um, to describe it. And I'm probably still not doing it complete justice, but I always like appreciated kawaii and the folks who can pull it off. It's just not something that is generally my aesthetic. It's a bit too bright, which is funny because I love yellow. I'm a big yellow person. But like, and I've just grown to like pink in my older age. But before, like when I was younger, I was totally anti-pink. Um, but yes, you see, I had pulled out this skirt and I wanted the thong skirt, which I've realized is miscoded. There is a pink swatch, but it's not coming up when you put the pink filtering on there for the thong specifically. And it's annoying. I'm like, bro. How lazy can you possibly be that y'all don't even sit down and code? And I'm like, God damn it, EA. Don't y'all have fucking interns? Like, don't y'all have interns? Hire interns, hire college kids to do these basic fucking things of coding your fucking CAS system. It's so dumb. Let me stop ranting. So, right now we're getting into kind of the makeup that we want to have. High school years really comes in handy with this kind of kawaii style. And of course, we kind of alternate between the goth kit, particularly with lips, and love struck with lips. We did put in realm of magic kind of stars because we have seen like a lot of kawaii makeup can be very simple and plain or very exaggerated with the cutesiness and a lot of stars and a lot of bubbles and hearts. So, we leaned into more of the extreme type of makeup style. So now we're into the second look of the kawaii style. I wanted to definitely lean into kind of the ruffles and bows aesthetic. And so we also to decided on what the type of hairs that we're going to be alternating between. And so I definitely want to keep her space buns, but we're gonna like mix it up. So shout out to Growing Together for this amazing space bun with the braided bangs. I also wanted to have like a very softer look, more chill kawaii look. So business and hobbies really came in handy with this pretty ass like set. And so we definitely went with the Bantu knots for this one, and we put her in some platform shoes, which was so sweet and nice. And then I think at that point I put her back on the gallery. I just resaved her. I kept resaving her because I was just like, I'm not going to lose this sim. Now this look, I really wanted to give her a full on kind of bows, more upscale type of look. So we chose this top, which is the Life and Death top. And I believe these are actually Love Struck pants that you're about to see. And we leaned into like that pink and green aesthetic, which is could be very AKA, but it also is very like Wicked. And so I was like, you know what, we're just gonna lean into this aesthetic. We changed her eyes to be, I think, green. I want to lean into that green a little bit. And then we used the crystal shoes, which I never used the crystal shoes, and they worked in that outfit. So I was very happy about that. And then I was stuck on this, and then I was like, "Oh no, this is perfect. This is definitely giving kawaii vibes." I really wanted to give her some cool tights, and so I wanted to like. It took me a little bit to figure out what kind of tights I wanted to give, and then I finally was like, "Okay, wait a minute. There's like these gay socks that we just got, and they're like thigh highs." So I was like, "Perfect," and it is perfect. And we got to use the goth boots, and so it was really cute. And then I wanted to use this ponytail, like the high puff ponytail, give her a different look. And so now here are all of her looks. I will give you a more in-depth view in a few seconds, because we didn't complete all of her looks in one day. So this is me kind of cycling through to see what she had spawned with. So now I'm going to kind of slow down her everyday looks. This is coming back to finish out what we've done. So this is the first look. This is the second look. This is her third look for every day. This is her fourth look for every day. And this is her fifth look for every day. I love all the looks. I think she's really cute. So now we're getting into the formal wear look. And this is where I was like struggling on what do we want? I struggled a really long time on this. Like at first I was thinking separates, I was thinking maybe pants. I really like these striped pants. But I was like the top just didn't work. And then I was like, okay, well maybe this top works from the business chic kit. And I was convinced on it and I really loved the shoes. But I just wasn't sold, and I was like, "Okay, there's nothing really making this cutesy cutesy." Then I thought, "Okay, maybe we can do a hat." And then, like, for a second, I was gonna do this, like, um, this freaking, uh uh this crochet hat, and I was just like, no, this is just not the vibe. And then I was like, you know what, let's go for a dress. And then this dress came out and I was like, absolutely, it's frilly, this is the dress, this is what we wanted. And then I was like, yes, we need the shoes. And then we put her in these kind of thigh high socks. And then I was like, okay, we need gloves, so we put her in the gloves. um we gave her a necklace, and I thought the necklace was great. And then I still wasn't digging her hair, and then we gave her this ponytail, and I was like, yes, that is the look. Now we're into our sportswear look. For this look, I really still wanted to go cutesy, and I was like, yes, this hoodie, this cat hoodie is perfect. There was a sports skirt that was in pink, so that worked, and we used the thigh-high boots again and gave her the gay shoes. So I was super excited. Now for the sleepwear, um we went with the jumpsuit, which is like a bunny, and I thought that was really cute. We gave her a bonnet. We took off a lot of her makeup, and this is when I realized that I didn't give any looks, any lipsticks. So I went back and put some lipsticks on some looks. But now we're getting into party wear. And then for party wear, I was very much like really wanted something that gave schoolgirl vibes, and so this is definitely giving Japanese schoolgirl vibes. And so I wanted to play around with this like kind of preppy kind of look. And then I love the Bantu knots. I thought I could make the gloves work, but they just didn't work for me. But I definitely wanted some bracelets, so we put on a few bracelets for her that I thought made sense. Now, this is the swimwear look, and then I was like, you know what? We're gonna do crochet. We can give her the crochet outfit. I like the glasses. I just thought that they would need to be in a different color, obviously. But I thought that these glasses were very like futuristic, and that is also a part of kind of that kawaii aesthetic in a sense. So, yay, right? So we changed the color of them. And then now we're moving into hot weather. For hot weather, I wanted that outfit and I could not find it. So I was like struggling on, what we wanted. I wanted something cutesy, but not super sexy. And then at first I was going with this top. I loved that top. And then I found these bottoms and realized, oh my God, there's a matching set. And I was like, yes, bitch, we're doing a set. At first, I was trying to make these goddess sandals work. And I was like, you know what? It's okay. We're doing the platforms and we're going to give her some braids for hot weather. And again, we're putting lipsticks on the last few looks because I had just realized that. And so now we're into our winter look. And for winter look, I went kind of very non-traditional. At first, I was trying to be traditional, but I definitely wanted a two-piece. Then I found this again, high school year really came in handy for this. We definitely wanted a skirt, which is funny because apparently there's no such thing as a winter skirt. So we went with like our usual skirt that we use for the goth kit. And I actually got to use the goth gloves in this one. And of course, we're putting on some hearts for stockings. We used our goth boots, and then we definitely needed to do this cupcake. um, and yeah, so now we're gonna go through kind of her final looks. So again, doing the everyday look again. Not gonna really go through that because you've already seen all of the everyday looks, but we're gonna go through the full completed looks. So this is our still doing this is everyday look one. And this is our formal look, which is yes, given brown. We get to show off our back tattoos, which I'm really excited about. Then this is our sportswear look, which is very cutesy. Our sleepwear look, which is given bunny realness. Our preppy party wear look. Our swimwear look, being able to show off our body, our hot weather look with the freaking matching set and the braids. I'm so excited. And then this is back to our winter wear look. So everything turned out well. I'm really excited to start this LP, which will be on YouTube. But please like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.